Hello, good evening. Welcome to Pinoyathletics Track Talk. Delayed from Tuesday to Wednesday as been busy and a little bit tired out from the last few days or the week. So we'll be discussing a few things tonight. This will probably just be a short session. I'll just be sharing my PowerPoint now. Just going to check to make sure that this actually is going live. It doesn't seem to be. Okay, yeah, so it is live because there are people viewing now. So, like, sort of like blowing the nose, getting online like that. So, just a minute. I will share the screen. Okay, so while you're at it, we're actually now growing our YouTube channel. We decided to grow it because it had been kind of inactive for a while, but it still had over 5,000 subscribers. And when Facebook decided to take down Australian Australian members from its page, we weren't sure what was going to happen there, so we put in a bit more effort into our YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is youtube.com Pinoyathletics. We're just in the process of adding and merging and editing videos on there at the moment. So we'll begin off with some athletic news regarding the top two Filipino American sprinters in the States in the women's. So Knott and Zion, Christina Knott, the SEA Games champion in the 200 meters, and Zion Corrales-Nelson, the former national 200 meter record holder, both going for the Olympic qualifying standards this season. So Christina Knott has, it was reported her first race will be on the 27th of March at the Texas Relays in Austin, where she'll be running the 100 meters. And Zion Corrales-Nelson, who's currently studying at the university at USC, who we had an interview with the other day, was revealed that her first meet may be the USC Trojan meet on the 13th of March, or the Aztec Invitational on the 27th of March. It hasn't been confirmed which event she's running, but presumably, she'll be running the one or the two at those meets. The Olympic qualifying standards for the 100 in the women is 11:15, and 22:80 in the 200. Okay. So special shout out to Fernando Popos and Kevin Bagkis All right, so an update on our SprinTopia virtual event. I'll just be sharing that screen. So this SprinTopia virtual event. Just go to full screen here. Full screen. Full screen. Full screen. Okay, so yeah, so the SprinTopia event was originally the 13th of March to the 14th of March for the sprint events, and we moved the entries from the March the 10th to March the 5th. Entries, of course, are now well and truly closed because it's well past that date. We extended the entries for SprinTopia to March the 21st, and the beginning actually moved forward to the 5th and the 6th because teams were already submitting videos and results. So we've had three major legs of the SprinTopia virtual event, and other events, solo runs and other places, which are all up on the website. Special shout out also to Henrik Gaza. So Binyan had an event on Sunday, had a virtual event on Sunday. Ilo had a virtual event on Sunday, and CDO had a virtual event on Saturday. And there were a lot of other solo runs in various other parts of the country. I'll get into Binyan in a moment. So we had a full women's 100 in CDO using the oval, and a very close men's 100-meter race using the oval. Obviously, in CDO, they don't have a rubberized track. They have a cement track. So since they had to run in rubber shoes on a cement track, which is slower, there was a conversion rate which was done for the 1, the 2, and the 4, which is explained on the website. And that's the end of my slides on that, but I'll just go into the event. So ironically or coincidentally, Laguna and other parts of Luzon, such as what do you call it? So this event was on Sunday. Luzon, like other parts of like Laguna and Cavite, and I'm not sure about Manila, they're actually heading back towards ECQ. So the oval at Binyan on Monday, it was announced that it will be closed to the public the day after the virtual meet. Basically because they've decided to go back into ECQ because there's a rising number of cases. So what that means is that the second part of the virtual meet, that was going to be the 400 on the following Sunday, unfortunately will not be able to push through at Binyan because they have guidelines in place which need to be followed. The guidelines have to be followed with the safety and that sort of thing. So it's important that any runs are done within the parameters of the rules of these ovals. So if you're basically, if the ovals are closed, then that obviously means that the local government is enforcing their COVID safety rules, which need to be followed. So I've got all the results up on the website of the virtual event, which will be updated. There was a bit of confusion because there's different age grades in this, and like I tried dividing it into under 20 and like under 18 and open, but I've ended up just putting it back into the open because it becomes a little bit more difficult to follow. But with certificates, we will be giving those out by age grade, but with for the ranking, for the final results, it's easier just to have it as one list rather than divide it into smaller lists because it's just getting a little bit confusing. And shout out to the Boar, Ninoy Marayag, and Jocelyn Alajiran. yeah, so some other updates, some other things going on at the moment. So, as far as we know, the Philippine National opens in September with, restriction on the number of entries that they could have in that event. As per the interview with Patafa, that's, like as of now it stands that event will be limited with qualifying standards, which we do not have yet. The only issue is with qualifying standards, though, is that we haven't actually had any actual meets, like at all since 2019. In 2020, there was pretty much no meets at all, not even any virtual meets. There was no meets at all. 2021, just a few virtual meets. 2019, just there have been meets, like prior to the SEA Games, there was weekly relays, there was national championships and other invitational meets at that point. But, we're looking back 2 years or more, at least a year and a half to 2 years ago. So, and that's a long period of time. Athletes could have gotten stronger, they could have gotten weaker. A lot can happen in that time frame. So, results from 2 years ago really don't have too much bearing on the current situation of athletes, which is another logistical nightmare, I guess, for any organizer. Um, so yeah, with the meet in September, with the nationals in September and the SEA Games in November. So with nationals in September, November, that basically is about a 8 to 10 week, turnaround between the national championships and the Southeast Asian Games. Yeah, so there are, on one hand, like ovals in places like in Manila, for example, like all the ovals there are not open at the moment. Everywhere from Ultra to Rizal Memorial to Makati, um, none of those ovals are open at the moment. But ovals in other parts of the country are starting to open, like Lingayen, for example. They're just, like, I saw an advisory that will be open, that Lingayen will be opening up. Bulacan seems to be open at this point, but that's situated fairly close to Manila, so I don't know if that could perhaps change. What else? Yeah, so also, like, there was a thing in the news regarding the PSC regarding allowances, of national athletes not being paid for a couple of months. I'm sure that is probably just a temporary setback, and due to the COVID, it's probably just a slight delay the with the government payments. So hopefully that should be rectified soon. What else? So that's only a 30-minute track, so that was fairly quick. So yeah, the results for the virtual meet are up on Pinoyathletics.info/SprinTopia. I was going to go through them because there's a lot of results, and yeah, there's quite a lot of results there, and I think I would need to clear them up because the 200-meter men's results had an error in them, so I needed to go back and check the first heat in CDO and get the names right. Sometimes it's difficult because the athletes are not running in the lanes that they were assigned, so therefore it's now different names in the results because they weren't running in the original assigned lanes on the entry list, and now it's harder to sort of bracket the athletes into results. Yeah, so what I will be doing at the moment is, apart from this, I'm working on the Olympic qualifiers and certain events like the 1, the 2, the 4, the men's and the women's. I'll be working up those lists on the website, working on the YouTube videos, the channel, Coaching stuff, obviously, that always takes up a fair amount of time, and writing programs for athletes that are getting ready for nationals in September, that should push through. So it's a lot of things on, but we always find time to share a track talk with the athletic community. One of the highlights of the week, I guess. For me, it's like kind of having time to sort of blow the nose, because I get to discuss various topics and like communicate with members of the athletic community. Yeah. So we'll just take some questions from our website and our page. I'll just look through, because I've got a few. I'm pretty sure I had a few questions here that were unanswered, regarding various videos. Yeah. So anyway, this weekend, as I stated, I'm just going back to that schedule for the weekend. I'll just have a look again. So the USC Trojan meet has already come and gone, so I need to actually check the results of that to see if Zion actually did run at that. If not, I think her opener will be on the 27th of March at the Aztec Invitational. I guess that is actually all for today. I mean, I don't really have anything else to add. I probably do need to get on to some other work at the moment. Yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and keep safe and have a good evening. Thanks.